Hi, I'm Todd Greenbaum, and I'm the Senior Product Manager for Adobe Pass. And today we are announcing version 2 of Adobe Pass, our hosted TV Everywhere service. So I'll talk a little bit about our customer momentum, as well as some of the new features that we now have available in version 2. On the customer momentum side, we now support over 150 pay TV operators in the US. Collectively, they represent 98% of all pay TV households. On the programmer side, we now support over 40 different apps and websites coming from 25 different programmers. Here are just a few examples of some of the iPad apps that we support today. So as you'll see, we have the live CNN app. We have various Watch Disney applications where you can watch live feeds, Watch ESPN. We also had the Olympics app this summer. As well, we now have Pac-12, which is a recent customer where you can watch live sports from the Pac-12, and we also similarly have an app for the Big Ten as well. Now, we also recently, as I mentioned, supported the Olympics this summer. So in total, we had over 88 million authenticated streams that came from Adobe Pass. That came from over 7 million US households who access the content from 10 million different connected devices. And it was a mix of both live feeds of various events, and we also supported VOD as well. And we noticed that we had about 70% of the audience were coming from desktops, whereas the other 30% are coming from devices. And we are seeing a trend where we do feel that there's more and more device consumption coming on board. And coming this fall, we'll be supporting a number of college events from, as I mentioned, the Pac-12, Big Ten, and also through ESPN. And now to talk about some of the new features in Adobe Pass version 2. We now support auto-authentication. So as long as the operator can support it, and you have both the same pay TV operator and broadband service, if you're in-home, in some cases you won't even have to log in at all. So they'll be able to detect who you are, what your pay TV package is, and you're not going to have to enter any credentials. And typically, as usual with Adobe Pass, it'll last as long as 30 days or whatever the operator agrees on, where you're not going to have to explicitly enter any credentials for that period. And we also support single sign-on, so within that period you can go across different apps or different sites from different programmers and not have to constantly log in. We also now have a clientless API where we can now support native apps from virtually any connected device. So today we support iOS, Android, and Xbox, and with this new clientless API, which will be available this fall, we'll be able to support a number of additional devices, smart TVs, set-top boxes, and others. And lastly, we now have a free preview feature where if you can't remember your credentials or you don't yet have an account set up with your pay TV operator, you can still get access to the content right away and typically have maybe a couple of hours to be able to watch content before you'll be required to actually enter those credentials. So that was Adobe Pass V2, helping to bring premium content online seamlessly and securely.